Today for Mousetrap Monday, I'm going to show you an ancient Egyptian style mousetrap that was used more than 8,000 years ago. This is called the bow clap trap, and it's great for catching small animals such as mice, birds, other rodents. And we're going to test this out with real mice in the barn. I'll show you how to build this, and it works really good. Kind of cool to do something that's so ancient. Pretty advanced back then. Ow! So here's all the components of the trap. It consists of 4 carved pieces of wood. I use ash because that's a really strong wood. And then a length of rope or twine or cordage. This will serve as the engine for the trap when you twist it around. And it will also be used to make the trigger system. Now the body of the trap is just a straight piece of stick about this length. I carved the bottom flat so it doesn't roll around. Drilled 2 holes. I'll show you what those are for later. And then on one end I carved a deep notch. Now that deep notch matches up with this lower kill bar. In the middle I put a shallow notch, and that just slides in like that. It almost looks like the body of a crossbow, and that will serve the main body of the trap. Now the upper kill bar is a larger carved piece of wood that has a little bit of a curvature to it, and that will sit like that. We'll wrap rope around the bottom, and that will make it want to slam forward into this lower kill bar. And once a rodent or an animal trips the trigger stick, this will come down and kill them. Now the trigger stick consists of just a straight stick that will fit on top like this and have some rope tied on it. I'll show you how that works, but the first step is we have to disassemble it. To wrap that cordage, it just has to be the straight stick, and this curved piece of stick, we'll put the cordage around the bottom of this in a loop and then wrap it up. I'll show you what that looks like now. So here's the upper kill bar with the rope wrapped around it, and as you can see it's pretty loose because it will get much tighter when you twist it. And you want to make sure you twist it the right way. You put your main body through there like that. You can always test by just doing a simple pull back, and it doesn't have much tension but it wants to go forward, so that's what you want to do. So you need to keep twisting this to make it much stronger, and to do that you actually have to slide this post down till it goes under that hoop, and you try to keep this right in the middle, and you'll just keep doing that, slide it down again like that until it has enough tension where it's going to be enough to kill a rodent. And as you can see, as it gets tighter, it gets harder to move that. Pretty soon you're not going to be able to do it at all, but as you can see it's building tension. A few more twists and it'll be all ready to go. So as you can see, I twisted that a few more times and it has quite a bit of tension built into it. That's slamming forward with enough force to kill a mouse. So that's what we'll use it for. Make sure that this is centered and we're even ready to install our lower kill bar. That just fits there like that. You can see why it's shorter. It's out of the reach of that upper bow, and when the trigger system goes off, comes slamming forward and anything in there will be smushed. So now we need to make our trigger system, which consists of that stick and some string. So I'll install that now. I have to run string through these holes and then tie it to our trigger stick. So I completed our trap by threading that string through that hole and then attaching it to the back of the trigger stick. You can see right there it's tied off in a knot, and that way it's secured. And the front I put a loop. That loop will hold the front of the trigger stick, and it just comes through that hole, and then I put that under the engine rope here. That way I can adjust it and it holds it into place. I also tied off that front lower kill bar just to keep it from moving around. The way you set it is you pull this trigger stick back, pull back the kill bar, and all that string there has quite a bit of tension for it to go forward. Wrap that around, and then you'd put a piece of bait here, and then on the very end put it into that loop. It's all set. The animal will want to come forward and get that bait, and as they pull on that, it comes slamming forward, and that has quite a bit of force. It should be enough to kill a mouse. So I'm going to go test this out in the barn, set it up with motion cameras, and see if we can kill real mice with this 8,000-year-old Egyptian style mousetrap. Last night we set up our ancient style mouse trap in the barn, and that trigger system's pretty sensitive. The mouse went in here to get the bait, tripped it, and that kill bar came down right in the middle of the body. Looks like it died very quickly. To release it, you pull that back and then take the mouse out. You can reset it and catch more mice with this. A really good design. Now some people might ask where I got my information that this was 8,000 years old or an Egyptian claptrap. I'll put the websites in the link in the description below so you can see where I got that information. Now some people might also recognize this as being a trap used for birds. I see these very common on eBay being sold from Spain and Portugal, this style trap as a bird slash small animal mouse trap. So it's a design that's not only from Egypt but used in Europe quite a bit. Also, there's a trap made out of metal that's on the market today that's pretty similar. I got this out of China and it's advertised as a rat or mouse trap, and basically it's the same design. So I'll test this out in a future video. But basically this is one of the oldest mouse trap styles that I've seen. That first night that we set it up, we caught a mouse. So even though it's ancient technology, it works great.